This is the most horrifying chimpanzee attack that you might ever hear. James and LaDonna Davis, aged 62, never had children of their own. So when they adopted Mo, a chimpanzee baby stolen from the wilds of Tanzania, they were over the moon. Mo the chimpanzee was more than a surrogate child to them. He was their child. He wanted for nothing. He had the finest of clothing and toys and food. And he had a dark side. Mo had begun to show aggression, but when he bit a woman's fingers off at his birthday party, that was it. The Davises tried to hide it and deal with it out of court, but the state got involved, and they came and offered an ultimatum. They were offered an ultimatum: surrender Mo to a local rehabber or go to jail. They considered jail. Mo then went to live with Animal Haven, a wonderful sanctuary in the area. The owner, knowing exactly how much Mo meant to the Davises, allowed them to visit as they could, and every year they brought a birthday cake and they celebrated with their chimpanzee son, Mo. The 40th birthday party was a real doozy. Mo was at a picnic table enjoying his birthday cake when two of his chimpanzee cronies broke out of their enclosure and began to attack the Davises viciously. They went directly for James. They only bit LaDonna's finger off when she tried to get involved and help her husband. The screams of the humans present mixed with that of the chimpanzees to a violent, horrifying crescendo. The chimpanzees held James down and bit off his fingers first. They worked on his toes, then they took his nose, his ear, and finally his genitals. They emasculated James in front of his wife. They were able to separate James from the chimpanzees and get them in their lockout. James lived. Some say Mo wasn't involved in the attack, and some say otherwise. We don't know exactly why the chimpanzees attacked the Davises that day. Was it jealousy, perhaps, not being included in the fun? Believe it or not, this story gets even crazier. Because of the fallout, Mo is transferred to a new facility, Jungle Exotics, and 2 years later, he breaks out and goes on a rampage in California. A manhunt ensues. If you would like a part 2, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't followed yet, what's taking you so long? Thank you, friends.
За тебе я сам доста морала, а причути да бих остала, а знам, nećeš biti tu.
3, 2, 1.
Got to do it.
TikTok finds, this is everlasting pencil. It's equivalent to 100 ordinary pencils, but not like ordinary pencils that require constantly sharpening. No ink, long-last writing, no need to sharpen, no dirty hands.
Am I the asshole for not treating my wife like an equal parent by telling her she has no say in the way I bond with my son and also calling her homophobic? When I, 37M, was 17, got my then girlfriend, 16, pregnant with twin boys, her parents didn't want the babies to ruin her future, so they said that I had to either take them or give them up for adoption because she was not raising them. I wanted to give them up, but my parents told me not to. For the first 7 years of my boys' lives, I didn't act like a father and was more like a big brother. They knew I was their father though, but we never bonded like father-sons. When I was ready to move out, I wanted to do it without them, but my dad let me know it was my responsibility, so I had to take them. I didn't want it at first, but I'm glad it happened. We started bonding as father-sons. I started loving them and their love for me increased. I remember the three of us would sit on the couch to watch movies. One would sit on my left and one on my right while I wrapped my arms around them. They'd put their heads on my chest and I often kissed their forehead. We've been doing this since they were 7. I met my current wife 5 years ago. My kids were 15. We married 3 years ago after we welcomed our daughter, 4F. She saw me doing this with my kids when we watched movies and she never said anything. My kids are no longer living with us because they left for college, but they come to see me every now and then. My boys are 20 now, but they still like to put their heads on my chest while I wrap my arms around them. They do it every time they visit and I'm watching TV. My son, Liam visited me 2 weeks ago. He came out to